Hello and welcome back everyone. I wanted to start up this video by saying Happy New Year, and hopefully there will be many videos this year. I'm really excited. I have a few videos lined up, and so yeah, we'll see how this year turns up to be. I only made probably like a couple of videos last year in 2019. Hopefully 2020 will be a little different. And I thought we should start up this year with a little something I got recently, which is this Victorinox Spartan. Now this particular knife I got from Ace Hardware store on their Christmas special. I think it was for $14, and I think $14 for a Swiss Army knife is a killer deal. Now before we crack it open out of this little blister pack, let's take a look at what we get. This particular model is a serrated Spartan. You have the weight here, and then the sizes and the 12 function it can do. Let's see what else. Oh, this is in two, both in English and in French. Yeah, French. Made in Switzerland, of course. And yeah, you guys could pause and take a look at this video. Hang on, let's see if I could get a little closer. If you guys could take a look at the specifications and so on. And here's the knife itself. Well, now, while I'm making this video, I should also say that I've had this knife for a long time. Not this particular one, of course. I've had this knife, which is the Wenger equivalent of this Spartan, and I'm going to do a bit of a side-by-side comparison between these two knives. And in honor of that, I'm going to actually use the Wenger. These ones aren't known as the Spartan though. They're called the Commander. I'm going to use the Wenger Commander to get the Spartan out of its little plastic prison. Out you come. Come on. Technically, you're supposed to follow this dotted line and cut around, but I don't have the nerves for that, so I just use a sharp knife and I carefully cut. Now, of course, I hope I'm not going to damage the knife itself doing this. There is a high chance of this happening, so do it as I say, don't do as I do type of deal. And out it comes. Perfectly new and shiny, unlike his little counterpart here. But they are nearly identical if you notice. Let me close this blade up. They're very similar in shape and size, with the Victorinox being a little larger than the Wenger. Of course, the scales on the Wenger are a little beaten up because this thing has been with me for nearly 10 years now. Some other differences you might notice is the little shield on the Victorinox, whereas the Wenger has a little, almost a square around the Swiss flag. Now, it's my understanding, I've been corrected in the older video. I thought the Wenger was the German one. Switzerland has sort of like these two sides, a German and a French side. Wenger is from the French side and Victorinox is from the German side. Recently I've noticed that Wenger doesn't have their own website anymore, and I think in 2000 something, either 2013 or 14, Victorinox and Wenger kind of became one, as they were in the beginning, sort of. I mean, the knives, these have been made. This one's probably newer than this, of course. This is 10 years old now. They're really similar, if not identical. You know, of course, they're not identical of the size, but yeah. So now it's only Victorinox. Wengers are sort of out of production. Now, with that said, let's take a side-by-side look. I think we should start off from the main blade. Now, as you can see, this one has a serrated blade. It's very nice. Oh, and it is sharp. I shouldn't have done that. There's a big chance of getting a cut doing that. It says here, officier, I guess official Swiss. I don't know. It's in French, I think, this thing. It says here Victorinox, Swiss made stainless steel. Very nice. The blade is serrated. I'll talk about the serrated blade a little more in a while. Next up is a smaller penknife. That should probably open it up all the way. Of course, it opens up like this. The penknife is non-serrated. We have a bottle opener and a wire stripper here, and a screwdriver. So it does several things at once. Oof, I like that. That's a good snap. They're solid. This is a can opener and also a small screwdriver here. You can open up little cans. Then we have a corkscrew and the awl, which you can also use to bore into stuff. And then you have your tweezers here, little, get splinters out. And you have, oh, come on, there we go. And you have your toothpick. Now, with all that said, what is the difference between this and the Wenger? Well, for one, the one noticeable difference other than the shield, of course, is Wengers come with this kind of a can opener, whereas your Victorinox comes with a can opener like this. Now, it's a matter of preference. I mean, I don't open cans with either of these, and I'm sure they would both be great. I have used this, however, to puncture stuff because of this sharp point, and it has a good amount of steel behind it. I'm not worried about the edge rolling or the point breaking off. So if there's anything I need to make a puncture into where I don't want to use the main blade, I end up using this usually. Whereas with this, I don't know if that would be possible since it has this little grip area. I wouldn't be able to use it as a puncturing thing. Even though both of these come with an awl, which is different. Again, let's take a look at the Victorinox. Has an awl like this. It's almost got a little scoop here where you can use it to burrow into wood, whereas the awl on the Wenger is just a spike. And if you've noticed also from the scales, Victorinox includes these two little tools, the tweezer and the toothpick, but the Wenger does not. One thing that I like about the Wenger that the Victorinox doesn't have is the Wenger has this little nail file / little nail cleaning thing, which can also, I guess, be used in a pinch to be used as a screwdriver possibly. But this is a non-sharpened edge with a nail file and a nail cleaner that you can use to get something out of your nails, which my nails are kind of long now. I gotta get these trimmed. The Victorinox, on the other hand, gives you a penknife, which isn't bad because you might need the penknife for something that you don't need the big knife for. One thing the Victorinox does that I like that the Wenger doesn't do is the Victorinox will allow you to stop your screwdriver on a halfway point like this to get more torque in case you need to open up something, but the Wenger does not have that detent. It'll either be here or there. I mean, I guess you could hold it here by hand, but I like the fact that the Victorinox gives you a solid click there before you can go on to the straight out. Other than that, both these tools seem nearly identical. What else is different? The Victorinoxes usually have this little pinhole. This is a kind of a secret little thing that very few people know. You can put a small pin or maybe even a needle in here, which would come in handy for taking out splinters, or if it's a needle you could possibly carry some thread along with you and you could sew something. Say if you have like if you're losing a button, you could sew it back on. So yeah, that's the difference between the two. This Victorinox shield is an inlaid piece of metal. You can kind of feel it here, and already the scales are not as shiny because I handled it. I gotta polish these before I put it away. The Wenger is a painted on logo. Both of these are great knives. The reason I ended up getting this is because I like the Commander so much. I got a Spartan. I would be heartbroken if I lost this little guy. It's been my first, I guess the first Swiss Army knife I've had. Now, as I promised earlier, let's have a little bit of a talk about serrated knife, the serrated blade versus the plain blade, which is the main difference between these two. I could go on at length between the two, which one's better, which one I like, which one is more useful. I'm willing to give this serrated blade, a fully serrated blade, a test, but I think I should make a separate video about plain blades versus serrated blades. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys could wait and see for that to come up. Other than that, I think I like it. I really like this Spartan since I've had my experience with the Commander. First thing, of course, I'm gonna do is get rid of this little split key ring thing. I usually take them off and I keep them somewhere. I don't like them on my knife because they end up rattling around and it'll damage the scales. Let's see if this one has it. You can kind of see it here. It ends up chewing up the scales. They're not for me. I like to have the hole here, but I end up keeping these somewhere safe, of course. And but yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Do you have any experience with the Spartan? And stay tuned for that video on the serrated versus plain edge blades. Hit a like button if you like this video. Subscribe to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.